It's a beautiful crowd. Thank you so much for coming. I gotta watch it. I gotta be careful because summer is not the fat man's time to shine, usually. And I want to do well for you people. We're creatures of the colder months. Except January. January, it goes back to being really crummy, to be a fat guy. Because in January, if I do anything even remotely healthy, people condescend to me because they just assume that it's part of some pathetic, bound-to-fail New Year's resolution. And yeah, like I go into a restaurant and the waitress goes, oh, you can get that chicken, comes with salad or with fries. And go, oh, I'll have the salad piece. I just think it's great what you're doing. The thing is that I'm not trying to lose weight, and I'm okay. Here's the thing, the reason fat guys try to lose weight is because every fat guy in the world thinks that the only thing standing between him and just Brad Pitt is the weight. Every fat guy thinks this. And that's why they try, right? But I don't, because I know better. Because I see ugly, skinny people. Every place I go. Many of you here tonight. And so what if I were to go to all that effort, I do all those exercises, I do all those crunches, which they try to kind of trick me by making them sound like a snack. What if I do all that work and then at the end of it, I'm just an ugly, skinny guy? And yet every fat guy I know just clings to this, I'll just take away the weight and I'll be beautiful. Every fat guy thinks it'll be like, oh yeah, we pulled up the carpets and there was hardwood floors. I'm not a macho guy, as you can probably tell. The irony is it never used to bother me that I wasn't macho until the women in my life started saying things to me like, oh, you know, Charlie, you're not masculine enough. And I found that after they'd say something like that, it was like I couldn't even look them in the face, you know? I mean, mostly because I was braiding their hair. But still. So I wanted to do something that would mark me as a man forever, you know, that you could never take away from me, you know? And so I wanted to get a tattoo, because, you know, that's like a macho thing, and it's, you know, they're so cool. I saw a guy today with a tattoo. It was the awesomest. It was the Japanese character for Celtic Cross. So I was like, I wanted to get a tattoo. Like, basically, I want to get like the most, like the manliest tattoo in the universe. Like, I'm looking for, like, the reaction I'm looking for is like, I want, when a woman sees my tattoo, I want for her just vagina to hurt a little bit. And so at first I thought, go, you know, psychological, get a tattoo of a newborn. I don't really know what's happening here. But I think I finally settled on like the manliest tattoo that I could think of. What it is it's a dragon breathing fire into the shape of a hawk, which is gripping in its fire talons a pirate ship. And then under the cannons, balls. I got an eye exam like a couple weeks ago, and they were like, I've been colorblind since I was a kid, and they go, you're still colorblind. Like, yeah, I figured. Haven't been too many messiahs rubbing their hands on my face. Like, I figured I'd be okay. The thing is, like, colorblind is not a big deal. It's like, you know, if you got a blue shirt on, I might think it's purple for like a second. And it's not a huge thing. It was heartbreaking when I was a kid and they told me, because when you're a kid and they tell you you're colorblind, they also tell you like the list of awesome jobs that you can now no longer do. And they're like, you can't be an airline pilot because you gotta be able to tell the difference between all the different buttons and lights, so. And you can't be a police officer, because, you know, what if you accidentally beat up a white guy? Good point. Good point. I saw a demonstration. It was a group of Palestinians, and they were going down one major street and turning onto another major street. And they were having, you know, a political demonstration. They were chanting "Free Palestine." And as they were turning, there was like this racist dude on the intersection who was like heckling them. So they were like, "Free Palestine." And he was like, "Go back to Palestine." That's their whole thing. I don't know how many Palestinians you know, but if you go up to a group of Palestinians and yell, "Go back to your country," you will get nothing but high fives. But for some reason, I found myself like endeared to this like hapless bigot, just like going to demonstrations, yelling the wrong things at people. He's gonna be at the Pride Parade, and I was going, "You know what? Blow me! No! Up yours, pal! Right up yours!" Vancouver, of course, we still, it's been a little while now, but we're still, like, the Olympics still looms large in our minds out there. It was a big, like, a lot of people were against having the Olympics, and a lot of people were for them. You know, whatever your politics are, there's one thing we can all agree on, is that the 2010 Olympics gave us a chance to bring the world to our doorstep and show them just how good Canada is at our national pastime, right? Right? By which I mean stealing Indian land to build recreational facilities. And boy, did we shine. My favorite moment of the whole Olympic experience was when they found out that a bunch of the authentic native souvenirs being sold had been made in China. The best part was how they found out, and what it was somebody they were going through the contents of a dream catcher, and they found that all of the dreams that had been caught were about having second children. So, it's a pretty good joke. We spent $1 billion on security for the Olympics. And here's the thing, I'm not a security expert, so I don't know that that's too much, but I think I know that that's too much. And here's how I think I know that that's too much. Because in the lead up to the games, there was an Israeli on the IOC who said Canada is spending too much on security. An Israeli said that. That's like the American delegate tells you, "Oh, you guys have ordered way too much food." There is, but I mean, the Olympics, I guess, are about that competitive spirit and that competitive, you know, like my kids are competitive. I mean, it's just inborn. My aunt called me just a little while ago because she's all worried about her kids. My little cousins have been playing this game called Race Pee, and the way it works is, one of them goes, "Race pee," and they run to the bathroom, and they pee into the same bowl, and whoever finishes first wins race pee. And my aunt was all worried, like she was, you know, and I had to explain to her, I was like, "Auntie, it's perfectly natural, you know, for boys growing up, especially if they have a brother close to their age, they all played some version of this game, right? There was all kinds of different variants, like there was a medieval themed one called Sword Fight, which some of you may remember. This guy's played Sword Fight for sure. For those of us who grew up in the 80s, there was like a Ghostbusters, "Don't cross the streams!" There was that was a big one. My brother and I used to play a version called America Overseas. And what happened is we would go to the toilet, and then I would knee him in order to control the price of urine. So, but I am married. I'm very happily married. I'm in an interracial marriage. My wife is Chinese Canadian, and I am of the white squad. When you get into an interracial relationship, people tell you, you gotta watch out. There's a lot of cultural challenges, and it's not that bad. I mean, so far, the hardest thing I've had to deal with has been warm dessert soups. People always say, oh, the Chinese are so thin. It's a mystery. Try the desserts. I'm mostly married into a Chinese family for the bootleg DVDs. Was the big one. I don't know how they get them so quick. It's like, I've got movies at home that haven't been written yet. There's like some kind of crazy interracial treaty has been signed where like as soon as a Jewish guy thinks of it, a Chinese guy gets it on DVD. How do you explain it? How do you explain it? Because I've got my Asian friends will complain to me. They're like, man, Hollywood will never put an Asian dude in the leading role. I'm like, man, if they thought a couple of you would pay to see the movie, in a second. When I tell that joke, I don't do that to like discount Hollywood racism. Like, obviously, Hollywood racism is a real thing. In fact, Hollywood racism goes back so far that even the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park knew to eat Samuel L. Jackson first. So, by round of applause, how many of you were raised by at least one parent who spoke English as a second language? Yeah, okay. Yeah, cute. I believe you two because I said clap, but you raised your hands. And, yes. It's very embarrassing. Because my dad's French Canadian, right? And so but when I was growing up, I didn't know that my dad had an accent. And I've talked to a lot of friends in similar situations, and they didn't hear that their parents had accents. And when you think about it, it's kind of sweet, like they just hear what's familiar and what's home. And I found out when I was like 9 years old, we went to Christmas tree shopping. We were buying a Christmas tree for the house, and this dude says to my dad, he's like, oh, where's your accent from? And it blew my mind. I was like, sacre bleu. But I processed it, it made sense, and I got over it. It's not a big deal, right? It's just you learn things in your life. The reason I bring it up is because when we first started dating, my wife, both of her parents are from Hong Kong, and they're native Cantonese speakers, by which I mean they're Iroquois, but they speak Chinese. And she had told me that both of her parents spoke English without a trace of an accent. So I got home one day, and there was an answering machine message from a lady who sounded like she maybe left China that morning. And I realized that no one had ever told my soon-to-be wife that her parents had accents, and she had never had, that Christmas tree moment. Why would she, right? When you think about it, if a white guy talks funny and he's buying a tree from another white guy, the other white guy goes, where's your accent from? If a Chinese lady with a Chinese accent is buying, nobody goes, oh, where's your accent? Where the hell you think? There's nothing to find out. And so I didn't know, like, I figured I'd tell my wife, but I didn't know how she was gonna react. Like, it's not a big deal, obviously, but I was like 9 when I found out. She was in her mid-20s. I wasn't sure how she was gonna take it. So I just wanted to be very gentle, you know, just like really gentle. And she got home, and I very gentle. I said, honey, I sat her down. I said, hon, do you want some tea? They love tea. She says, no. I said, hun, there was a message today on the answering machine. And either it was your mom, and you were wrong about her accent, but that's okay. Or Jackie Chan called. And he loves you very much, and he's very proud of you. My little brother is also in a mixed marriage, only with them it's not ethnic difference, it's religious. My brother is gay. That's not a religion. I mean, there's still a lot of singing and a lot of candles. But my brother married, and I didn't like make up this story to like have a better anecdote or whatever. My brother married a gay Jehovah's Witness. So, sorry. Former Jehovah's Witness. You're not allowed to be in those two Facebook groups at the same time. That was not... Jehovah's Witnesses are not down with the gay experience. They are not at all. And it's weird, like, because my family, like, I don't know about you guys, but my family, like, I very much support gay marriage because in my family, we were raised with the values of, you know, just cock, all the time. But his family, they cut them off. They don't talk to them. They just completely set them adrift. And I'm torn, you know? Because as a big brother, I want for my little brother to marry into a family that's gonna be loving and nurturing and respectful, right? But then, as a comedian, it's a pretty funny situation. And it just makes my job so much easier. I now have this one dude in my life who is all the comedy things. He's my in-law, and he's gay, and he's a Jehovah's Witness. Like, if I can get this kid to move to Newfoundland, I never have to write another joke in my life. I just bring him up on stage, knock, knock. Sweet thunder and Jesus. I get all my sex advice now from my lesbian friend. I used to get my sex advice from my straight guy friends, but they would always give the same advice. It was like, yeah, just stick it in, try and think of a prettier girl. The particular strategy that I was looking for help with was the old, this guy, the digital manipulation, not like computers, fingers. And the thing is, with this move, there's a particular spot on the female form that responds rigorously. And the problem is, once you've located it, which is hard enough, sometimes it's gone. And I went to my friend, I said, look, you have one, you've worked with them in various projects. Help me out with this. And she got real serious, like this is the holy grail of it. She goes, when you find that clitoris, you stay on it like you're sending a message in Morse code. Just... And I thought, well, that's not very romantic. unless I learn Morse code. And then I can like send her a little beep, 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 I love you. Beep, 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 beep. Or the message I send is I go beep, 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 I'm doing this and I don't have to go down on you. Beep, beep, beep. Not true at all. I always, after I tell that joke, I always have to pause and tell my sisters in the audience that in real life I am a forward-thinking, giving partner. I go down on my wife. So, no. She has a birthday every year. Every year. And then it's CN 365, Dick Garage. I've never called my wife's cradle of birth Dick Garage. It's totally unnecessary. It's exceedingly easy to find street parking for a vehicle of this size. Toronto, you guys have been a lot of fun. My name's Charlie Demer. Thank you very much. Have a great night.